My name's Sam Coleman. I played young Hodor in Game of Thrones, Bud in Leatherface, and a few other things here and there.
My name's Frank Jakeman, and I played the Vale Lord in Game of Thrones, the last episode. And I've been in a lot of other things as well, EastEnders, The Bill.
If you do want to find out the latest news from Comic-Con, please subscribe below.
Wow, Game of Thrones.
It's huge.
The last episode I think got 1 billion viewers worldwide.
Yeah. And that was just for you?
Just for me, yeah. I don't know how many people watch the others.
Yeah, I don't think I bothered.
A billion, that's incredible, isn't it?
How did you get your role?
Obviously, it's the standard process of sort of going to an audition and you sort of read the scenes that they give you or whatever, and then they don't contact you for months on end, and then suddenly you find out you got the job or not. Apart from, with me, the part was advertised as large, stable boy, 12 years old. And I was 18 at the time that I did the audition, so I went into that room thinking, what has my agent put me up for this for? Like, what is she doing? This is crazy. There's a load of chubby little 12-year-olds with their mums and their chaperones, and then there's me, 18 years old, looking like a walrus in a tea party, just sitting there all alone. But anyway, but then I did the audition, and for some reason they thought I was right for the role.
When you came out, did you think you'd got the role or not?
No, I didn't. And I think that might have been part of the reason of my success, is because I went in there not thinking I would get the job, and so I thought, I'll just use this as an opportunity to audition for Nina Gold, who's an incredible casting director, and it's Game of Thrones, so you might as well take a punt at it, you know?
My agent had been trying to get me into Game of Thrones every season for about 8 years. And every time they subbed me for a part and they said, yeah, great face, great character, we'll bear him in mind for something else, he's not right for this. And this went on every season. And then the last episode, this part came up where they wanted a couple of Vale Lords to just sit there and vote, the 4 of us actually, just vote on who was going to be the king of Westeros. And they said, it's a non-scripted part, but when you get there, you'll be given stuff to do. So they're only auditioning actors that are really good at improv. So at the audition, they're going to give you a couple of scenes to improv. And if you do it well, you'll be going down to Spain to do it. And I said to my agent, I don't do non-speaking parts. I'm not doing it. And he said to me, if you don't do this, you'll never be in Game of Thrones. Because it's the last scene, the last episode, 73. And trust me, they don't fly extras to Spain to just nod. You're going to go down there and you're going to be given some stuff to do. And I thought, well, I better do, because otherwise I would look really like I've set my career back 30 years. So I went to Nina Gold's office, and they said, OK, we'll give you a scenario. The battle's been won. They're splitting Westeros up, and it's going to be an equal split for everybody. OK, and let's see what you do with that. So I'm on the cross. I got the camera, and she says, OK, that was a hell of a battle, wasn't it? But you know what? We've won, and there's going to be 7 kingdoms, and they're all going to have an equal share. And I went, what? An equal share? I lost 585,000 men. You lost 42. My share's going to be the same as yours? No way. And I went mental. I could see them going like that. And I don't know, my mouth went like that, and stuff was just coming out. I don't know who was speaking. It wasn't me, but it was going, and it was good. And I went, whoa, okay, time out, fantastic. Okay, we'll give you another scenario. Let's go a different way. You're going to agree to an equal split, but you don't like it, but you know it's the only way possible. So she said the same thing. It's going to be an equal split, and I went, really? Okay. And then when you got it. So I was in a zoo the next day, because I go to a lot of zoos. I used to be a zookeeper. So I was in Birdwell down in Farnham, and I was sitting there. This was on a Wednesday, and my agent phoned, and they said, they loved you, you've got it. You're going to Spain. Can you go to Belfast tomorrow and try a costume on? Because the production office is in Belfast. Am I right, a rabbit on? Yeah. So the production office is in Belfast. So I fly to Belfast, and I meet the wardrobe guy, and he says, OK, what are we dressing you in then? And I said, I'm a king. I'm one of the kings, a lord. I'm a Vale Lord. It's got to be big, and it's got to be... And he went, yeah, you're dead right. So I tried on a big breastplate, And I said, I want that big fur coat, that big cloak. And he said, you know you're going to Spain, don't you? I don't care about how hot it's going to be. I want to look like a lord with a big shoulder. Okay. They put a big cloak round me. It was heavy. And that was dry. When we got down there, it got heavier. And I tried all this stuff on. I had a breastplate, I had everything, I had a fur. And the wardrobe guy just kept grinning and grinning and grinning. I looked in the mirror and went, yeah, that says Val Lord to me. Put that one on a rack, put my name on it. I'll put that on in Spain. And he went, yeah, okay, Frank. I'll get the door and he's laughing. I turn around, he's crying, laughing. He goes, it's going to be 34 degrees in Seville. Good luck with that one, Jake. And I went, I don't care. It's about the performance. I get down there, we put it on, and it was 34 degrees. I slept naked on my bed for 9 days. I didn't get in the bed. And it was like 34 degrees, big fur coat, because I was from the north. And I nearly died. But it was great. I loved it. It was the best gig. I mean, I've been an actor for nearly 40 years. It was the best gig I ever had. Brilliant. Best 9 days of my life.
How long did it take to actually film, your actual scene?
So I did 2 sort of scenes. And
Yes.
the first one where I'm kind of just in the background for most of it, holding a horse, and then I have that like epic reveal where like Bran turns around and there I am and he's like, oh, Hodor, and then I walk forward and I say some line in Northern. I actually have more words than Christian Nen, who's been Hodor for like 5 seasons. He only says one word. I get to say a full sentence before I convulse on the ground. But that scene actually took longer to film than the Hold the Door scene, partly because Jeremy, who was the director for that scene, was very meticulous, whereas Jack Bender, who filmed the Hold the Door scene, was a bit more artsy and a bit more free and a bit more, that'll do, that's great, we got enough. Whereas Jeremy was like, I'm going to do another one, slightly different angle. But also, there was a horse that I was holding that stood on my toe about 50 times. There was chickens running around. There was like someone had to ride in on a horse and then get off the horse and then give the horse to me, and then I had to put the saddle on the horse. And so there was lots of technical things. So that took a long time. I think that took about 2 or 3 days actually to get that full scene shot. Whereas my Hold the Door scene, I got there in the morning, fell on the floor, started shouting "Hold the door," finished by the end of the day without a voice.
Do you know, like, you say you've been in such as The Bill, The Void, you were Hodor. You were Hodor. That's all I can say, you were Hodor.
For the rest of your life, someone's going to go,
the younger Hodor.
I actually brought him to his table this morning and I went, let me hold the door. Yeah. And he went,
that's never going to get old, is it?
Never going to get old.
But I am.
Never. So. He said, I'll give you that one. But if there was any film or TV series that you've ever been for and you've gone, God, I wish I'd have got that. What is the one that really stands out that you've
for me,
for?
it would have been to be a series reg on Game of Thrones. And I went up for series regs from day one. Every year I went back, every season, a part came up and it was 6 episodes, doesn't die, which means you're going to might, if you're lucky, get another 6 episodes next season and become a regular. Every year I tried. And then, to be honest, that's the only reason that I agreed to go up for a non-speaking part with my agent, because I thought, well, at least I could put Game of Thrones on my IMDb, on my Spotlight CV, and they're going to fly me down there and tell me to just nod, so thankfully at last I finally got it. But for me, yeah, it would have been Game of Thrones, because I watched it from day one, and I think it's the best television series ever made.
I mean, I'm lucky enough that some of the best auditions I've gone to, like for the bigger, like with Game of Thrones and Leatherface and things like that, for some reason people have cast me in them. Silly mistake, but it's too late now. Here I am. I guess I did an audition for, I think it's called Sex Education, the Netflix show, which is like such a cool show. I was watching it the other day, and I was like, oh, I wish I got that part. Because it's stylized and it was cool.
I like that Ray Donovan. Did you watch Ray Donovan? I'm obsessed. I'd love to have been in that. Yeah.
Last question is, what would you say to people who wanted to do this as a living?
I think the most important thing you've got to do is do it for the right reason. And if you want to be an actor because you want to be famous, then don't come into the business, because it's not about that. It really is not about that. And a lot of young actors make this mistake for a long time, but the longer you've been in it, you'll see those actors disappear. And the actresses will get married and get pregnant and disappear, don't come back. And the actors who didn't make it by the time they're 25, 30, they want a house, they want a mortgage, then they're going to get a mortgage, earning what we earn nothing. And they disappear. And the people that remain and have careers are the ones that were doing it for the right reason, and they did all the crap jobs. I had a lawnmower in the back of my Mondeo estate in my 50s and was mowing lawns in the summer and then going to auditions. It's a way of life. I act and I write and I draw and I do all the things that I want to do because I want to do them, and I've been broke all my life. So trust me, if you want to be an actor, do it for the right reason, because if you're fake, if all you want is fame, you're going to flake out within 3 years anyway, and in a way, good riddance, because it's hard enough for us to get a job.
Yeah. I mean, I teach a few like drama classes, and I always say to the kids that I teach, like, if you want to pursue this as a career, you're going to go to audition after audition after audition.
And get told no.
Yeah, and the likelihood is, because there are thousands of other people who look and sound just like you and are probably just as talented as you, the likelihood is you're not going to get those parts, and you're going to keep getting that rejection.
And worse,
rejection.
when the thing comes on telly in a year's time, and the actor that did get it doesn't look anything like you, and he's throwing the part away, he's not very good, and you think, they went with him.
Yeah.
He's terrible.
Yeah, but
that's the worst thing.
Yeah, and I think the key is you need to have that passion for it, because if you have that absolute desire and that love for it,
that's where you get your thick skin from.
Yeah, it keeps you going. It keeps you going.
That's how you can take the knocks, the rejection.
Yeah, because without that, it's you're just gonna go into a deep state of depression or
marry someone very rich.
My name is Shelley Blonde, hello, and I am the original voice of Lara Croft for the Tomb Raider games.
When you see this film, it's going to be amazing. It's going to be the new Star Wars fan-based film.
This is my first Comic-Con, and it's been fun, different but fun.